Welcome to Roadside History. Today we're in North Platte, Nebraska, clear in the middle of America. And if you like history, if you like trains, if you like the Wild West, and if you're patriotic in any way, you'll love North Platte, Nebraska. In fact, today I'm going to take you to the Bailey Yard. It's the largest train yard in the United States. In addition to that, I'm going to take you to see the Scouts Rest Ranch, which was the famous ranch of Buffalo Bill Cody, where he someday dreamed to be a gentleman farmer. I'm also going to take you to the historic Canteen District, downtown North Platte, where these people would serve and take care of United States soldiers as they were passing their way through on rail on their way to war during World War II. Join me and like and subscribe to my channel, but join me today on Roadside History. Hey, welcome to North Platte, Nebraska. I'm here at the Canteen District, world famous. It's a great story. It's patriotic community. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Canteen District really quick as we walk down this road. We're in the historical district now. The Canteen District is famous because during World War II, the people of North Platte, Alaska got really involved in the war effort. In fact, 55,000 volunteers from around this area helped feed millions and millions of U.S. soldiers during the Second World War. It's an incredible story of sacrifice and service by the people of this community. Let me take you around and show you what the area looks like. You know, as I'm walking down this historic district here, we're noticing some incredible stuff on these buildings. Let me show you really quick. Right up here at the top of this building, if you can zoom in, you can see it. It says the Knights of Columbus, 1917. Interesting. And then over here on the tops of these buildings, you see the Star of David. Very interesting symbolism here in the area. If anyone knows why the symbolism is on these buildings, please comment below and tell us why so we can know a little bit more. I'm here at the historic Scouts Ranch. Scouts Ranch is historic because it was owned by Buffalo Bill Cody, the great frontiersman turned showman who ran a Wild West show in the United States during the 1800s. Cody purchased this ranch, I believe in 1878, 160 acres, and gradually grew it to over 4,000 acres. Today, this ranch is run by the state park systems of the state of Nebraska, but it's a beautiful sprawling ranch, once where horses and cattle in fields were grown and cultivated. It was an amazing place. Many workers on the ranch. This was a place that Cody had dreamed to come and retire to. His wife and his daughters actually lived in the area and helped maintain the area. But I'm going to show you the mansion that still resides here. It's an 18-room mansion that Cody would call home. So let me give you a visual of what that looks like. Initially, Cody built this area and purchased this ranch because of its proximity to the rail lines. Of course, being a showman and having a great Wild West show, Cody needed to be able to move his equipment, his people, and his show from east to west. And this became a central landing point for that opportunity. This is what the mansion looks like today. Up there in the upper window, you can see a picture of Cody. But it's an amazing ranch. It's called the Scouts Rest Ranch. And basically, this ranch served to his retirement home and a place for him to come and visit, where he had hoped to someday retire and serve as a gentleman farmer. On the back side of me, you can see this is his horse barn. In fact, he had Scouts Rest Ranch painted on that horse barn so that everyone could see from long distances away that this was his. As people would come in on the railroad, they would know that this property belonged to him, as well as what it looked like. So here is a visual. It's a beautiful, beautiful sprawling place today. The mansion is incredible. I would take you inside the mansion, but for the sake of time, I don't want to spoil the opportunity. I'd like for you to come and visit it and support the Nebraska Parks and national, or excuse me, not national parks, but the state parks program of Nebraska. Good afternoon, Roadside History folks. We're back at the Bailey Yard. The Bailey Train Yard is the largest yard in the United States. It serves the Union Pacific Railroad, and it covers about 10,000 trains a day come in this area. I'm up on the observation deck, This yard is named after Ed Bailey, who was the president of Union Pacific, but it was envisioned by Grenville Dodge, I believe was his last name. Anyway, Grenville Dodge years earlier came to this area, and he loved North Platte because it was a flat surface where trains could easily roll from one place to another, and it could serve as a great staging point. Now, we've been to a couple of areas already here. We've been to the Buffalo Bill Cody home. We've also gone and toured the historic Canteen District. From these yards, as you can see here, out and about, from these yards is where a lot of troops came in, as mentioned earlier in the Canteen District. And these troops were met by the gracious residents of this area that helped them on their way to war. But this yard today serves as the largest staging point for the Union Pacific Railroad, and it moves trains east to west and serves as a repair yard as well. I mentioned that over 10,000 train cars are coming in and out of this area every day. And so here you are. We wanted to give you a view from up on the observation deck so you can see what it's like. I'm here in the 8th floor, the observation deck here at the Bailey Yard, and I have with me a former engineer. This is Greg. I'm going to step out of the camera here. Greg, how are you today?
Good.
Greg, tell us, what did you do as an engineer?
Well, I worked in the yards wherever my seniority would allow me. And then when I did go on the road, I ran from North Platte to Cheyenne or North Platte to the coal mines up in Wyoming.
Okay.
There were the two options. In the early years, I could also run to Colorado, but they abandoned that line many years ago.
Okay, so Greg, maybe tell us, what is the purpose of the yard? I mean, this is massive. Tell us the size of it, if you wouldn't mind, a general size of it, and then what's the purpose of it?
Let me cheat. It's 2,850 acres. It's 8 miles long, and it has 400 miles of track in that 8-mile length. So it covers a lot of ground, and it's basically to reclassify trains coming in from the east, from Chicago, and from the west in California. They reshuffle the cars, resort them. Each track out there is a different destination, like one track, St. Louis, Missouri, one track's Little Rock, Arkansas, so on and so forth. So they're bringing the trains that come in from the west or the east and reclassifying so that they can spread them out as they're going to their final destination. They can put the cars where they belong in both directions.
Okay, so what you're saying is they put them on the right tracks so that they can then go to the next stop in their route. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. That's
Okay.
what they're doing.
And the fellow I was speaking with earlier said that you guys go through about 10 million gallons of diesel fuel a month here.
Yes.
That sound about right?
Yes.
Wow. Quite incredible. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes.
One of the great things about this area, that all three of the places that we went to today and visited, all three of them have something in common. Number one, great people, right? Wonderful people who did great things for their communities and for the folks that they visited and would come across. In addition to that, number two, the railroad. The railroad was the central hub at this point in time in American history to connect the East and the West, to move people from one place to another, to move goods from one place to another, which ultimately would lead to the growth, the massive growth of the United States westward. Nebraska's right in the middle of this whole thing, and North Platte would be the central hub. So thanks for taking a trip with us today on Roadside History. Till next time, enjoy your road trip.